Welcome to Buena Vista, Virginia for today's matchup of the Knights field hockey. We have the Knights going up against the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins in this in-state rivalry matchup today on this beautiful summer evening here in Buena Vista. I'm Tyler. I'll be commentating today with my friend Isaac. So Isaac, what are some of the things you're looking forward to this match, or what do you feel about this matchup?
Well, I really like that these two strong Virginia teams are going up against each other and just fight it out to the end.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So for the Virginia Wesleyan, we have Berkeley Miller, goalkeeper, Landry Meyer, Brianna Gable, Danny Polson, Ava Stoke, Lauren Hedspeth, Mary Ruffin, Hannah Goutreau, Emily Moniz, Catherine Druitt, and Mackenzie Short. For SVU, we have Hadley Jepson, Elizabeth Marble, Ashley Torgeson, Paula Nunez, Morgan Smith, Sydney White, Karina Olson, Rachel Seawright, Audrey Tross, and Rachel Grange.
An exciting matchup we have here today. As we said, these two teams, in-state rivals. We have one previous matchup back in 2021 where the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins beat the Knights 10-0 at home in Virginia Beach. So we'll see if anything changes here today. But coming into this matchup, the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins have played two previous games against Hood College and Goucher. Splitting those two series, we got an 0-1 loss to Hood and then a 4-0 win versus Goucher. So this team, the last couple seasons have saw major improvements under coach Riley Vanderheld. This is her third season under the helm, and she's seen improvement after every single season, starting 3-13 back in 22, and then ending 7-11 last season, going 3-6 within their conference, the ODAC. And they rank 7th in the ODAC preseason poll, which isn't any slight. There's a lot of good teams in the ODAC. You got Shenandoah, Randolph-Macon, teams like Roanoke and Lynchburg always up there in the ranks. So this team is certainly battle-tested last season, and they come into this matchup with a lot of experience. Same thing with the Knights. The Knights have a lot of returning seniors on their roster, including we have Sydney White, Karina Olson, Rochelle Seawright, and Rachel Grange, all here for their senior season. And talking to Coach Lamb before the game, she's talking about how these, group of girls who have been through a lot together, they really help, teach the rest of the younger players on the team what it means to be a Knight field hockey player, and they just help these girls along in their progress. And she's talked about how she's seen all the players on the roster improve throughout this offseason and some of the changes they expect to come. So the Knights went 0-10 last season, looking to improve this season. Kind of talked with Coach about, some of the things they have changed. And we're going to see the Knights be a lot more offensive this season. Last season, with the roster composition, they had to play a lot of defensive matches. But Coach Lamb was saying how they have 3 players on the forward position. They're true forwards. And she's got an experienced midfield, so she's excited to kind of see how the offensive attack improves this time around. It looks like we're about to start this match here shortly. Beautiful day here in Buena Vista. You can certainly tell that fall is right around the corner, and field hockey season is here. Looks like we're going to have Landry Meyer going to be starting us off here today. Looks like the Knights are going to quickly take the ball away, but it's going to be caught right back by the Marlins. Marlins advancing down the field. Looks like we have a little penalty there, so it's going to be given to the Knights. Little tangle up there, and it looks like we got that to Karina Olson. She's one of the team captains. Ashley Torgeson being the other for the Knights. So the Marlins are going to be on the far side, and they're going to hit that in. They're going to put it back to kind of reset their game plan. be hit out by, looks like that's Corinna Olsen. Olsen trying to make her way up by the sideline, but she's caught by 2 defenders. And they're going to take the ball back, but not without committing a penalty, so they're going to give that right back. Nice defensive play by the Knights. We got a lot of back and forth here in the opening series. As the Marlins are able to get this across midfield into the Knights' territory. Nice pass there in the shooting circle, but Sydney White's able to maneuver out before getting the ball taken back. Bounces off of Nunez's padding in the goal. And so that's going to set up a corner, it looks like. As you'll see the Knights players rushing behind the cage to grab their masks as they set up for this corner stroke here. Looks like it'll be Lauren Hedspeth taking this hit. Little drag flick to the outside. They're going to shoot that in. A lot of commotion in front of the cage. A lot of bodies there. And it looks like their attempts will be futile. So the Knights survive this one. Score still 0-0 here in the first quarter. Torgerson with the drag flick to the sideline. It's going to go past her intended target. The Marlins have the ball now. On the far sideline, there's Hadspeth again. She maneuvers around Marble. Ashley Torgerson there to kind of break it up, as well as another defender. Looks like that's Morgan Smith. A little confusion there. The Knights are going to get the ball back off that penalty. Here comes Torgerson. She's going to throw that down the field. Trying to clear it, but the Marlins are able to get the ball back. Hedspeth trying to make her way in a pile of defenders, but the Knights are going to get the ball back. So Olsen making her way down the sideline. She has Hadley Jepson in front of her, but she's going to get held up. Virginia Wesleyan approaching the shooting circle. A little back and forth here. Here comes number 20, Catherine Druitt. And that's going to bounce off the back of the cage. So 1-0 here. Marlins with the first score of the day.
Pretty good shot.
Scored by number 10, assisted by number 20.
So 1-0 here now at Knight Stadium. Marlins take the ball back relatively quickly. March past the defenders. In the shooting circle. Gets her the ball. Here comes a shot. Gets held up by the defenders. Paola there to stop the ball. And the Knights are able to stave off this attack. So the Marlins going to get this free hit here. Here comes Hedspeth. But it's intercepted there by Ashley Torgerson. Nice defense. There you go. A lot of nice defensive plays by Ashley Torgerson today. You know, talking to Coach Lamb before the game. And a lot of the other teammates on the team telling me a lot about, you know, Ashley and what she means to this team. She was made a captain over this past offseason. She is now a sophomore, I believe. Or no, she's a junior. And Coach Lamb was just telling me how much she means to this team. And, you know, praising her on-field communication. She's really a leader on this team. She helps the younger girls on the team, even, you know, not during the game. She takes time out of her own schedule to come up to the field and practice with them and help them along the way. And so, you know, Ashley, she's kind of been the go-to defender here today and, you know, throughout last season. So nothing but praise for her coach and her teammates. And the Marlins are going to take the ball back, but easily taken by, it looks like that's Sydney White. But Druitt's going to take that back for Virginia Wesleyan. Gets past the goalkeeper, and that's in. So looks like number 20 for Virginia Wesleyan. Druitt kind of pushing it towards the goal. She kind of shoots it, and I think that was, they're going to credit that to Druitt. So second score of the day for the Marlins. Up 2-0 here at Knight Stadium. So the Knights were able to get the ball back to the Marlins side of the field, but the Marlins are quickly able to recover it. And they're racing down the field again on the far side. Torgerson there to block them. Take a shot into a bunch of bodies there. Going to try to maneuver around the goalie. Too many defenders there. That was a nice little block there by Rachel Grange. Rachel got married over the summer to Hunter Grange. He's on the men's soccer team. So, see Rachel around, congratulate her. Also, we got Elle Seawright who got married over the summer. So, a lot of newlyweds on this team.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Torgerson's going to take this free hit. She's going to hit it to the near sideline to get Corinna Olsen. She's going to clear it up the field, trying to find Hadley Jepson, but a little out of reach there. Emily Monez takes the ball for Virginia Wesleyan. But Sydney White's there. She's going to get the ball for the Knights. Looks like she was trying to hit it to... Looks like it was Audrey Tross she was trying to pass it to, but kind of got caught up in some defenders. But it's all works out for SVU because they get the ball back. Slightly on the Marlins side of the field. And Corinna's going to try to pass that up deep, but it's going to roll past the forwards up here. As we were talking about, before this matchup began, the Knights kind of changing up their approach this season, putting more emphasis on the attack. You can see they had 3 forwards up there and a couple of midfielders trying to put pressure on the Marlins defense. So that's a different look that we're seeing this season so far. Ashley Torgerson tries to clear that, but there's a lot of Wesleyan players in the way. Looks like that's number 11, Mary Ruffin, trying to make her way around a defender, but Torgerson's able to take that back for SVU. Shot here. Penalty's going to be called on Virginia Wesleyan. Ashley's going to take this hit to the sideline to Corinna. And they're able to connect on this one. So Hadley Jepson takes the ball, Trying to give it to Morgan Smith, but they get caught up between some Marlins. Looks like that was Ashlyn Boykin there. Able to get the ball back for Virginia Wesleyan. Tries to side pass that, but Audrey Tross is there to get it for the Knights. She gets tripped up by some defenders, and they take the ball back. Little scuffle here between Sydney White. It looks like that's roughing for the Marlins. Knights able to recover. Morgan Smith has a defender in front of her. Trying to maneuver around her. She's got caught up by 3 of them. She has Olsen. She's going to pass to Olsen. Nice hit there between some defenders. Hadley Jepson with the ball. She's going to try to pass it back. We're going to have a call there. So Knights with a nice series here on the attack. Nice back and forth passing by the offense. A little too much power on that for Olsen. Trying to find Morgan Smith down near the shooting circle. Here's Grange with the hit. And the Marlins will try to bring this back onto the other side of the field. Little legal move there for Virginia Wesleyan. So the Knights are going to get the ball back. So the Knights, for the last little bit, being able to keep the ball on the other side of the field, put pressure on Virginia Wesleyan's defense. Nice hit there. That's Catherine Druitt. Ashley Torkson there to take it. Nice ball handling skills. Nice clear there by Ellie Marble. There we go, Ellie Marble there on the far sideline. She's going to drive it up the field before it's halted there by number 13, Hannah Goodrow. Sydney White on the pursuit. So is Corinna Olsen. But number 19, Claire Wagner, looks like for Wesleyan. Trying to maneuver around them, but eventually gets stopped. Olsen able to maneuver around the defender. Pass it to Jepson. Jepson to Smith. Nice hit there. As the ball sails past the far sideline. Still 2-0 here, but despite the score, it's still been relatively evenly matched momentum-wise. The Marlins just been able to capitalize more on their attack so far. It's Morgan Smith on the far sideline trying to maneuver around defenders, but there's just too many people on her. She's going to try to pass it back. You can tell the Knights are kind of being aggressive here. The last few seconds of this quarter, putting a lot of their players on the attack. Yeah, 5 players on the Marlins side of the field there. So Virginia Wesleyan able to get the ball on the night side of the field before rolling out of bounds. Torgerson scanning the field. Sydney White there to take the ball. She advances the ball. She's going to try to pass it to Hadley Jepson. But nice defense there by number 18, Emily Moniz, senior. Mary Ruffin trying to make a move on the goal, but is eventually stopped by Ashley Torgerson. And that will be the end of the first quarter here at Knight Stadium. Virginia Wesleyan 2, Southern Virginia 0. So as we mentioned before, 2-0 score, but, relatively the momentum's been shifting back and forth, a lot of back and forth. And so, Isaac, what are some things you've kind of taken away from this first quarter?
Well, what I saw was that, after those first 2 goals by the Marlins, the Knights really kicked in the defense a little bit more, keeping the balls away from the goals.
Yeah. A lot of good defensive effort. Paola Nunez having a lot of good saves there, a lot of good blocks to keep the ball out of the cage. Also a lot of good effort by some of the defenders in there. Rachel Grange, Ashley Torgerson, all there to keep the ball from rolling in the cage. So nice defensive hustle there, and we saw a lot of nice offensive progress there for the Knights as well. And a spectacular quarter for the Marlins here, up 2. Saw some good play. So far, the Marlins with 4 shots on goal, the Knights with 1. Knights also credited with 2 saves. So as we mentioned before, this is the 3rd season for Riley Vandervelde for Virginia Wesleyan, and we've seen a major improvement in this program since she took over. And this will be Coach Camille Lamb's, I believe, 7th season for Southern Virginia. And she basically has been the only coach here at SVU. She took over this program when it was first created, and she's been the coach ever since. So she's kind of built this program up from the ground up. So we're going to see the players take the field. So a couple names we mentioned a lot last quarter for Virginia Wesleyan, Lauren Hadspith and Catherine Druitt, both of them returning players. Catherine Druitt was named to a 2nd-team All-Conference in the ODAC last season, and Hadspith was 3rd-team All-ODAC last season. And so we've seen those players kind of pick up where they left off in this game. Here's Mary Ruffin. She's going to pass it down to Meyer. Landry Meyer's going to circle around. Tries to give it to some, and the Marlins going to take it. That's number 20. That's Druitt. Eventually, it's going to be a hit out there by Marble. Ellie Marble first started playing for SVU in the 2021 season. Played a couple seasons, then she went on her mission for the church, but is now back. And Coach Lamb was telling us how excited she is to see her back on the team and back practicing. She brings a lot of energy and her veteran leadership has been a lot to the team since she's been returned. As the Knights up here for their second corner stroke of the day. Hit by Druitt, but saved there by Paola. Nunez in goal. Little wrestle here between Ellie and a Marlins player. And the Knights able to stave this one off again. So here's Rachel Grange for the Knights. We're going to take this hit. Give him to Sydney White. Being collapsed on by 3 defenders, but she's going to pass it off to Olsen before they close in on her. But the Marlins are going to get it back anywhere. So here comes Ruffin down the sideline. Caught up there by, I think that's Sydney White. No, that's Rachel Grange. Grange is going to be able to tangle them up there for a moment. Landry Meyer for the Marlins. Outside the shooting circle, she gets in the shooting circle. Nice little fake there by Druitt. Looks like she's about to pass it outside the circle, but tries to take a shot, it looks like, instead, but a little far to the left there. So it looks like they're going to let Sydney White take this hit. Try to send the Knights into the attack. Intended for Hadley Jepson. But the Marlins are able to take it back. Olsen able to get it. She passes it up to Jepson. But smacked out of bounds there by, I think that's number 18 for the Marlins. Emily Moniz. Nice rally there by Olsen. Corinna Olsen, unlike all the other players here today, she's from the West Coast, from California. You know, field hockey is generally a game that you see kind of in the northeast, midwestern region of this country, but got a small pocket kind of in the California area, and that's where Corinna's from. And that's going to go right past Paola, so goal there for Virginia Wesleyan. That was by number 3, Landry Meyer, the sophomore forward from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Marlins are really hustling today.
Yeah. 3-0 up early in the second quarter here at Knight Stadium. So this is the Knights' first game of the season, their home opener. As we mentioned before, the Marlins already played 2 games, so they've kind of had all their kinks worked out. They dropped their first one against Hood College and then beat Goucher pretty convincingly. So maybe the Knights just have a little rust for their first game of the season. You know, we've seen the momentum kind of shift more towards the Knights. They were able to have a few good series on the attack. Here comes the Knights trying to move the ball along the far sideline. Here comes Ellie Marble. Knocked back out by the Marlins, so like there's Rochelle Seawright. He's going to pass it up to let Ellie take the hit again. a lot of white jerseys in the way. So the Knights are playing man down, so they have 10 on the field compared to the Marlins 11. Nice stick skills there shown off by Corinna. He's going to pass it back to Ashley Torgerson. So this is going to be another corner hit. Or no, it'll be a penalty stroke here. So when a penalty is committed against a player in the scoring box and they had a reasonable chance of getting the goal, it's a penalty stroke, but it looks like it will be a corner hit. And a corner hit is when a penalty is committed in the shooting circle that wasn't reasonably going to be a goal. So this will be another corner for the Marlins. The Knights have been able to keep them from scoring on all the previous corners. We'll see if they keep that streak alive. Looks like they had a chance there to score, but Ashley Torgerson there stuffed it up. As you said, just missed it. There's Headspit there. She's quick on her feet, eager to get the ball back. She's going to pass it forward to, looks like that was Hannah Goodrow. Whistle blown there. The play's blown dead. A little back and forth here as the Marlins try to advance the ball to get within the shooting circle. Corinna Olsen there to corral the ball. Good work there. So the Marlins almost able to edge out the defenders there to get a clear shot on goal, but thankfully, as we said, Corinna Olsen was there to kind of keep that from happening. It's Mary Ruffin trying to get around Morgan Smith, but penalty's going to be called. They're going to give that to the Marlins. Great hustle there for the defense. It's like there was number 20, Catherine Druitt. She looked like almost had a clear shot on goal, but Paola Nunez, and I think that was Rachel Grange on defense, were able to kind of keep that from getting out of hand. So Brianna Gable is going to take that hit for the Marlins. They try to circle around the shooting cage. Grange able to get it out of there. He's going to try to hit it down the field to Hadley, but it's going to cut up by some Marlin defenders, but they're going to commit a penalty. So the Knights looking to get back on the attack here. They're going to do a nice aerial there. Lifts it over the heads of a few players. Trying to clear some space. But Sydney White and a couple other Knights are there to kind of prevent. So the Knights setting up here for another corner. This will be the fourth one of the day, I believe. They were able to prevent the previous 3 from turning into goals, as the Marlins look for their 4th goal of the evening here in the first half. So it looks like the Marlins went a little quick there before the whistle, so they're going to have to set that back up again. It's going to roll out of bounds. The Knights able to keep that one again. Drew it with the ball, trying to get past Corinna Olsen, but Olsen able to hold that in. Drew it trying to dribble the ball around Torgerson and Olsen. Eventually finds another Marlins player, but a little back and forth here inside the shooting circle. Landry trying to get the ball out of Nunez's grasp, but looks like they're going to get another corner hit here. Probably looked like that was because Paola Nunez, the goalkeeper for the Knights, was on the ball. So the Marlins preparing for another corner hit here, corner stroke. Druitt tries to get the ball, but Rachel Grange able to wrestle that ball out of her. She falls on the ground, losing her stick and causing Catherine Druitt to lose hers as well. They're going to call that against Virginia Wesleyan, but nice hustle there by Grange. Nice hit there by Corinna Olsen. Kind of jumped up and hit Jepson. That pass is going to go by. It's a 10 target. So in field hockey, you're not allowed to shoot a goal outside the shooting circle. So if that would have went in, still wouldn't have mattered. Landry Meyer able to advance the ball past Rochelle Seawright, past Torgerson. Almost dangerous there. But the ball goes innocently past the cage as the Knights set up for yet another corner stroke here. So the Knights with their 5 defenders, including the goalkeeper. Rachel Grange looks like she's on the fly. The player who's assigned to go straight for the ball. A little rustle outside the cage. Paola lays on the ground, keeps it from going in. There's Ellie Marble. Ellie Marble able to drag the ball outside the shooting circle, putting an end to that series.
That was some beautiful defense right there.
Yeah. But I'll say all those Knights players just kind of stuck right in front of the cage, kept it from going in. Here's Riley Frederick for the Marlins. She's going to hit it in. Goes between the legs of Hadley Jepson, looks like, but Rachel Grange able to get it back for the Knights, but Marlins quickly snatch it back up. Drew it passes to Olivia Winslow. Whistle blown there. Looks like there's a little, maybe an equipment malfunction for the Knights goalkeeper. Ref whistles for play to resume. Rachel Grange trying to get the ball out of the Knights side of the field. There's Morgan Smith, one of the new freshmen on the team, able to get the ball back from a couple of Marlin defenders on her. She's going to pass that to Olsen. She's going to try to shoot that back in towards Morgan Smith, but Smith not able to connect on the pass there. There's Krista Thurston trying to drive the ball down the field, passes it to Winslow. Winslow to Padilla. Knights able to get it. Krina trying to shoot that down the field, but gets blocked off. In the shooting circle for the Marlins, but Grange able to hit it back out. It's out of bounds there. 5 seconds left in the half, it looks like, as the Marlins try to do something with the last remaining seconds, but time's going to be called. So here we are at halftime. Marlins up 3-0 against your Southern Virginia University Knights. So, as we mentioned before, we've seen a lot of good hustle from both sides. Kind of seems we've seen momentum shift between the Knights and the Marlins. The Marlins have just been able to capitalize more on those attacks down the field, but we have seen improvement from the Knights' attack and offense so far in this game. We've seen a lot of good work from players like Corinna Olsen, Ashley Torgerson. As we mentioned, the coach really excited to see Ellie Marble and the impact she would bring back to this team returning, and we've seen that all today. Good defense by the goalkeeper and some defenders like Rachel Grange and LC Wright. So we have a lot of good things to look at here for the Knights, and for the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, they're up by 3. Players, as we mentioned before, such as Catherine Druitt and Lauren Hedspeth, seems to not miss a step since last season. Able to capitalize on some of these goals, and also Landry Meyer, that sophomore from Virginia Beach, able to score a goal as well. So I guess, Isaac, what are some things you think both these teams have been able to accomplish so far in this half, and some things they can improve on?
So the Marlins have been able to do some really good offense, just hustling in and just getting around some of the defense from the Knights and just scoring some goals. But also the Knights have also put up some good defense after the 3 initial goals, and have almost made it towards the goal multiple times, but just haven't been able to get ahead.
Yeah. So, we have about 8 minutes till the game resumes here at Knight Stadium, here on this beautiful Wednesday in Buena Vista. The name certainly lives up to it. It's a good view here.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be back momentarily to resume the second half of play here in Buena Vista, Virginia. Welcome back to the matchup here as we begin the second quarter here, or second half here at Knights Stadium. The Knights are going to lead us off here. Looks like that's going to be Morgan Smith taking the hit for the Knights at the logo. Smith's going to pass it back to Olsen. Audrey Tross trying to fight for the ball. It's like penalties we called to give to the Knights. Comes Seawright. She's going to swing it to the side there for Olsen. Olsen just pushes it up the field. As the Marlins, Hannah Goodrow is trying to make her way out of the defenders, and she'll be able to pass that to Druitt, who slides that to Hedspeth. Hedspeth's going to make her way around Elle Seawright before Ashley Torgerson able to pick the ball off there for the Knights. There we go. Nice hit there. It's going to go past the defenders. As Morgan Smith tries to race for the ball, but the defender's there to grab it just in time. Number 26, Mackenzie Short. So Morgan Smith's going to have the ball for the Knights in the corner, trying to make her way into the shooting circle. The Marlins able to stop it right before it does. So the Marlins now on the attack, able to maneuver around a couple defenders. Oh! Collision there. The they're gonna call it.
That's gotta hurt.
There we go. So Hedspeth just runs into Ashley Torgerson. But it looks like that wasn't even the penalty they called. I think they called a football. Audrey Tross in a field of white there. Corinna Olsen tries to come in to help her, relieve some of the pressure, but the Marlins are able to keep it going. Number 7, that's Danny Polson, was able to make her way deep into the circle before getting stopped. Call on the Marlins. Torgerson able to shoot that ball between quite a few defenders, trying to move it up there towards Hadley Jepson. Looks like the ball's going to hit Jepson's foot, so they're going to give that to the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins. Marlins going to set up, not too far outside the shooting circle. They try to set up a hit. They're going to try to pass it to, looks like that was intended for number 8, Ava Stock. So the Knights working on the far sideline, looking to get back into the attack. Knights setting up all their players near the midfield, trying to get something going offensively. So Corinna Olsen's going to try to move the ball between two defenders. Sticks are going to get locked up. Olsen takes the ball. She's going to hit down the field. Number 26, Mackenzie Short, able to get the ball for the Marlins. Here comes Landry Meyer. Meyer leading the team going to this matchup with 3 goals, scoring 3 of the 4 goals in their previous matchup against Goucher College. So the ball's going to be hit behind the cage. Out of bounds. The Marlins trying to get in the shooting circle. Druitt's going to get the ball in there before Ashley Torgerson's able to bring it back in for the Knights. But penalty called on the Knights, and looks like they're going to be setting up for another corner stroke here. So Lauren Hedspeth, the senior midfield/forward from Virginia Beach, Virginia, went to First Colonial High School, will be taking the corner stroke here again. Drag flicks it to Meyer, but it's going to go past Meyer. But Goodrow's there to kind of hold it back in. Bouncing off a lot of sticks here. Near the corner of the cage. Torgerson trying to hit it away. Looks like that's Druitt trying to knock it in. It looks like it's going to slide in. And no, it appears they're going to reset the corner. So it's still 3-0 here. Marlins up by 3. So Hedspeth hits it. Here comes Meyer, passes it. Takes the shot. Almost in. Knight defenders excited about that. Looks like Hedspeth had the ball, but just wasn't able to hold on to it. She would have had that shot. But fortunately for the Knights, they were able to fend that one off yet again. So Knights still down by only 3. 8:55 left in the third quarter. Marlins today taking 20 shots. The Knights with 12 saves. So the Marlins with several opportunities to score. Knights defense been holding up pretty steady here. Grange is going to hit it to Marble. Drew is able to wrestle the ball away from Ellie Marble. And the Knights are set up for another penalty stroke or a corner stroke. Knights able to defend all the corner strokes so far this evening. We'll see if they're able to keep that streak alive here. Lauren Headsmith going to take the lead on this again. As mentioned before, she was all ODAC third team all conference last season. Bounces off Nunez's pads. Able to block it again. And so the Knights able to fend that one off, but it looks like they're going to have another corner hit. You hear the fans cheering on their Knights. There's number 6, Reagan Wells. And the Knights able to stave that one off. Got a decent turnout here this evening. A lot of Knights coming here to support their field hockey team in their first game of the season, as the Knights set up for their third consecutive corner stroke. Drew it right outside the shooting circle. She's going to give it to number 7, Danny Polson. Druitt's going to take the shot, it looks like. It's no good. So the Knights taking off their masks, and normal play is going to resume. Meyer looks like she was able to kind of get a hit off right as she entered the shooting circle. And the Knights going to set up for another corner stroke here. Marlins probably eager to capitalize on one of these corner stroke opportunities they've been given. Pass it back to Meyer. Meyer to Druitt. Pass to the goalie. Excellent work there by Palin Nunez. The ball was behind her, but she's able to get herself up to keep that from going in. It's going to go over Nunez, number 5, Brianna Gable. Gable almost with the opportunity to get the shot off, but just too many Knights there. But it's going to create another opportunity here for the Marlins as they set up for another consecutive corner stroke. So 8 versus 5. Meyer's going to take the shot. He's going to put it in the air, but doesn't go anywhere. Polston trying to maneuver away around Torgerson. Goes nowhere. So the Knights are going to set up for another corner stroke here. So here we've had just back-to-back opportunities for the Marlins to capitalize on this penalty stroke, or corner stroke, I should say. But the Knights able to keep them from, well, preventing them from scoring, but putting themselves in position to, and that's going to slide past the goalkeeper. Looks like that's number 10, Hedspeth, Lauren Hedspeth, the senior from Virginia Beach.
The streak is over.
So you see the Marlins marching back to their side of the field victorious. A lot of happy players. They're able to see one of those opportunities go in their favor. Here comes Druitt. Passes White. Druitt in the circle, trying to get past Ashley Torgerson, but Rachel Grange in the vicinity to keep them from getting too far. Marble backed up against the sideline. A lot of pressure from the Marlins. They get the ball back. Passing the circle. Mary Ruffin trying to get the ball back in to shooting position. He's going to pass it outside to kind of relieve some of the pressure within the circle. A little back and forth here. Opportunity here for the Knights to get the ball back. But number 8, Ava Stauk, is able to roll the ball back in at the last moment. Penalty called there. Torgerson is going to push it forward to Ellie Marble, but it's going to slide out of bounds, giving it back to Virginia Wesleyan. Marlins slowly matriculating their way down the field. Druitt's going to try to get past a bunch of defenders. She's going to pass it. A lot of sticks in the way. And it looks like another penalty is committed by the Knights in the shooting circle, so they're going to set up for another corner strike. Marlins able to capitalize on that last one by scoring a goal, bringing the score up to 4-0. They're going to shoot that over the heads, ending that series. Nice flick there by Torgerson. Getting that out to midfield. Marlins able to bring the ball back in, though. The Knights slowly making their way up the far sideline, trying to get back on the attack. But the Marlins able to stall them, getting the ball back. Looks like that's Meyer. Meyer trying to make her way around a couple of defenders. He's going to pass it back. Wagner's going to try to pass it to Headspith, it looks like, but looks like Sydney White there was able to clear the ball out of the circle before she had a chance to get the ball off, but looks like another penalty is going to be called on the Knights as they go and grab their mask for another corner strike. Or corner stroke, I should say. So here the Knights are in position. They're ready. Hespeth's going to hit it to Gable. Meyer's going to try to hit it between Grange and White. Looks like a shot there by Ava Stauk. Goes to the side of the cage, so the Knights survive that one. Marlins up still 4-0 here with 1:30 left in the third quarter. The Marlins have 32 shots so far today, compared to the Knights' 2. Here, Torgerson able to get the ball back. He's going to try to hit it up to Hadley Jepson. Goes a little too far. Foot race now to the ball as it slides out near the corner. Hannah Goodrow's going to pass it back in. Looks like it was intended for Hadspith. But Goodrow's going to get another chance to get this ball out. Hadley Jepson looks like she's able to get a stick in for the Knights. Able to kind of keep that from progressing. As now the Knights are going to have an opportunity to hit this ball in. Knights in the shooting circle. Audrey Trost there to get the ball, but luckily for the Marlins, there was a defender there. Like it was Ashley Boykin. And whistle blown, and that'll be it for the third quarter. Marlins leading 4-0 against the Knights here in Buena Vista. So here we go, 1 quarter left of regulation here. Knights down by 4. Still looking to get on the board here. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how the Knights play this off, if they'll kind of put more aggressive attack in motion, or if they kind of lean more into their defense, try to see if they can make something happen there. In other news, the Knights women's soccer team went on the road against Bridgewater, another ODAC team, and fell 3-0 on the road. Knights women's soccer team won their conference last season, made their way to the women's national tournament for Division III as they look to further advance in the tournament this season under Coach Robert Dahl. The Knights will be on the road later this week. Saturday, they play Goucher, who fell to Marlins 4-0 previous this week. So we'll see how that matchup goes this Saturday. It'll be on the road in Maryland at Goucher. But this game isn't over yet. Knights down 4-0. Looking at the Marlins' schedule, so far they're 1-1 this season. A victory here today would make them 2-1 as they prepare to face off a pretty tough ODAC schedule and a pretty tough out-of-conference schedule. You know, given these two teams, both being in Virginia, SVU and the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, you know, they play a lot of the same opponents. So it'll be interesting to compare how they do against each other, be able to measure up. As we said, the Knights' next opponent is Goucher, and Goucher was the Marlins' last opponent. The Marlins will also be on the road next Saturday, will be their next game against Gwinnett Mercy University in Pennsylvania. As the Knights prepare to get this fourth quarter underway. Whistle blows and Morgan Smith's going to start this off for the Knights. Kerner's going to move the ball between the legs of a defender. Nice pass there to Hadley Jepson. Their sticks are going to get locked up. They're going to give the ball to the Marlins. There's number 13, Hannah Goodrow. She's going to pass it on back, relieve some pressure. So they make their way across the 50. Marlins almost able to make it to the shooting circle, but Ashley Torgerson able to interrupt it. Nice move there by Torgerson. Torgerson splits the defender. She's going to shoot it up the field. Bounces off the stick of a Marlin player. A little back and forth. It's going to go out of bounds. Nice stick work there by Ashley Torgerson. Able to move between the defenders, shoot the ball. Almost able to get it downfield. So here comes Torgerson with the hit. So free hit here for the Marlins as Gable's going to give a pretty nice pass there to Catherine Druitt. Druitt on the outside of the circle is going to pass it in, but Paola Nunez and the defender is able to keep that from getting anywhere. He's going to slide past a couple of Knights defenders. So Rochelle Seawright's going to try to move this up the sideline in a battle here with Lauren Hedspeth, but they're going to call Hedspeth. The Knights are going to get the ball. Gable passes it the near sideline to Headsmith. He's going to pass into the circle. Mary Ruffin trying to get around Ashley Torgerson, but gets held up as it rolls out of bounds on the Marlins. A couple players got caught up there, but the Marlins still up, still in possession. So a foul will be called. And Colonel Olson will take this for the Knights as she tries to move past Mary Ruffin. But Headspeth able to get it, so she hits it back to Ruffin. Colonel on pursuit. Now Seawright trying to get the ball back. She's able to make Ruffin lose control. Looks like it's going to hit the foot off of a Knight player, so Marlins going to get given good position here. Druitt hits the ball between the legs of the Knight defender. Pass it back to Goodrow. Pass it in the circle. Looks like that's number 8. Number 8, Ava Stock, with the opportunity to score, but Knight's defense able to keep it from happening. But a penalty will be committed inside the shooting circle, so the Knights will set up for another corner stroke. Virginia Wesleyan with several opportunities on these corner strikes or corner strokes, but the Knights have only let one of them slide past them so far here in the game. A little wrestle there in front of the cage. A lot of players on the ground, and it's going to go past the goalkeeper. Oh my goodness. Looks like that might have been Lauren Headspith. She was on the ground, able to knock it in with her stick. And that will be credited to Lauren Headspith there. What a play there. You had a couple of Marlins players on the ground. You had the goalkeeper on the ground. You had a couple of Knights defenders around them, but Lauren Headspith able to knock that in at the last moment. So exactly 10 minutes left of play. Marlins up 5-0 against the Knights. Knights in trouble here. Isabel Rogers almost with the opportunity there to score. Rogers was able to score a goal in the last matchup against Goucher College earlier this week. Here comes Goodrow. Goodrow to Druitt. Druitt trying to make her way around Ashley Torgerson, but the ball's going to cut up in Torgerson's feet, so the Marlins going to get possession. There we go. And another goal there. Looks like that was number 4. We just talked about her. Isabel Rogers now gets her second goal in consecutive games. Meyer just making her way down the side next to the cage, able to edge out the goalkeeper there to get a nice shot. So now Marlins up 6-0. 9 minutes left in the game. Here comes the Marlins again. Sydney White's going to drop her stick. So it looks like a little scuffle there as the ball kind of moves past Ashley Torgerson. Is going to create a penalty. And the Knights are going to set up for another corner stroke here. Here comes Myers. He's going to shoot it. He's going to pass by the goalkeeper. Penalty is going to be called right before the ball goes in. So that's going to reset this corner stroke. In other news around the ODAC conference, Bridgewater is currently playing Mary Washington in field hockey. They're in the second quarter. Mary Washington up 1-0 against the Bridgewater Eagles. So here comes Meyer in the shooting circle. Going to give it to Druitt. Druitt's going to try to pass it to Hedspeth. Hedspeth's going to try to knock it in. And the Knights able to successfully stave off that one. Knights racing up the field as the ball sails out of bounds. So the Marlins are going to set up this goal hit. Try to clear this out of the way. Gable's going to slide for it, but get caught up between some defenders. So Karena's going to take this. Here's an excellent opportunity here for the Knights on the attack. And so the Knights are going to have their first opportunity on the penalty hit or corner stroke as the ball hits the feet of a Marlins defender inside the circle. So we've seen the Marlins able to capitalize on one of the opportunities here. So here's a great opportunity for the Knights to get on the board here. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Karina Olsen is going to take the hit here. Pass it to Smith. Smith's going to hit it. Looks like it hit the foot of a defender before rolling towards the goalie, and the goalie is able just to smack it. Olsen trying to grab the ball back. Ball's going to fly past the intended target as a couple of the players race for it. Rachel Grange on the side, going to hit it in. Nunez able to kick that out. Nice little slide and hit. Ref's going to call that. Looks like there is a player down on the field. Looks like that's Rachel Grange. Looks like the athletic trainer and the coach is going to come on the field and see what's the matter. So as the players down the field, the teams are kind of huddled up. Rachel Grange, she's one of the seniors on this team, as we talked about. Just got married over the summer. She's definitely a fighter. She definitely puts her body on the line for this game. She's always puts herself in the way of the ball, puts her team first. Unfortunate to see this happen. Looks like Rachel's going to make her way. She's sitting up. And Rachel's going to, with the help of the coach and the athletic trainer, going to hobble off the field. Excellent game by Grange so far. Like we said, it's a shame to see her have to get off the field like that. And that's going to set up for another corner stroke here. Here comes the Marlins. Hedspeth's going to hit it. Or no, that was the Hedspeth. They got Danny Polson in there. Polson trying to hit it past the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper falls on the ball. And that's going to give Polson a one-on-one opportunity with the goalkeeper, it looks like. So yeah, in field hockey, as the goalkeeper, you're not allowed to be on top of the ball. And so it looked like Paola Nunez, goalkeeper for the Knights, was on the ball, so Polson wasn't able to make a move on it. Looks like the goalkeeper's going to fix your gear up, make sure it's ready before we get underway with this penalty stroke. So Danny Polson, the sophomore forward from Williamsburg, Virginia, Jamestown High School, is going to have her opportunity to get the Marlins their 7th goal of the evening as they look for their 2nd win on their young season. Nunez saves that. As the Knights celebrate the save, that'll be her 22nd save of the day, I believe. So Polson there kind of shoots it a little more towards the middle of the cage. Thinking maybe Nunez would make a move to try to block the ball on the side, but Nunez able to kick that with her foot. Knights now look a little more energized now with that epic save. Hedspeth, or no, that's Druitt's going to make her way toward the shooting circle. She's going to pass it. Nunez blocks it with her feet. Burst of energy, it seems. Marlins being backed up in the corner by the Knights defense. Able to free it though. Here comes Druitt, making her way by defenders. He's going to take a shot, and that's in. So they failed the opportunity on the penalty stroke, but Druitt able to make her way through some defenders in the shooting circle, able to get a shot on goal and get it in. As it appears, the goalkeeper, Paola Nunez, is going toward the sideline. So play will resume without a goalkeeper for the Knights. Knights now down 3 players. Morgan Smith making her way through some defenders, but the Marlins able to keep up. Down the near sideline. Pass up to Claire Wagner. Claire Wagner's going to make her way around C-right. In between the legs. Sydney White able to get the ball back for the Knights. Here comes Colonel Olsen. Nice steal there. He's going to try to pass it to Jepson. A little too much power there. Torkelson's going to grab the ball before it goes out of bounds, but it does. She surveys the field. She's going to take this hit. Ref's going to blow the whistle, and that's going to give Virginia Wesleyan an opportunity here. Not able to connect on that pass, so it's going to roll out of bounds again. Headsmith's going to make her way in the shooting circle. She's going to take a shot, and that goes in. Marlins now up 8-0. 2:40 left on the quarter. Without the goalkeeper there, Headsmith able to maneuver in there and take a shot. Morgan Smith with a couple good moves there to evade the defenders. He's going to pass it her side. Olsen's going to try to shove it up the field. Jepson with a nice hit there. Back to Morgan Smith. Nice flick there by Headsmith for the Marlins. But LC Wright able to get the ball back for the Knights. The hit there goes out of bounds. So the reigning third team All-ODAC player, Lauren Hedspeth, is going to knock that in. Olsen trying to maneuver around a couple defenders, but a bunch of whistles blow. Rachel Grange is going to place the ball. Good to see Rachel back on the field after she seemed to get hurt for a little bit. So the ball hit Corinna's foot for the Knights, so the Marlins are going to get this back. Torgerson looks like she's the de facto goalie for the Knights now. Able to stop that, clearing its tracks as she shoots it down the field to clear it as the final second ticks off the clock, and that will be it here at Knight Stadium. The Virginia Wesleyan Marlins tops the SVU Knights 8-0 on the road to secure their second win of the season as the Knights fall to 0-1 in their season opener at home. So at the beginning we saw pretty evenly matchup, but the thing that made the difference was the Marlins just capitalized on their attacks while the Knights seemed to struggle a bit towards the end. And, we saw the Knights get a couple injuries, especially Paola Nunez at the end with that injury coming off the field. When you have a no-go goalkeeper, it's pretty easy to be score on. But, all around, there's things to like about on both sides. If you're the Marlins, you scored 8 points. You kind of, your former stars on the team got a lot of good plays in. You saw Catherine Druitt. You saw Lauren Hedspeth make a lot of headwaves. And then it seems you have a young star in Landry Meyer, the sophomore from Virginia Beach. So, as we close here, there's a lot of things to like on both sides. And, beginning of the season here, as we said, this is the Knights' first game of the season. Virginia Wesleyan already had 2 games on their belt, so they were able to work out some of their kinks. So, moving forward, the Knights know what they need to address. As the teams shake hands, say their goodbyes, their congratulations. Thank you for watching this Knights broadcast. I'm Tyler Wright. I'm here with Isaac. As we look forward to seeing you, hopefully tune in to the Knights' next matchup this Saturday on the road versus Goucher in Baltimore. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your continued support of Knights Athletics. Go Knights!